Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to the session today. My name is Shifa Nandi, and I'm an educator at LeapScholar with over 10 years of experience in teaching IELTS, TOEFL, and other English language programs. Well, hi, everyone. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you who are joining now. Well, I have a master's degree in English. Along with that, I'm certified by Cambridge for advanced skills in teaching IELTS. Besides that, I'm a TOEFL trainer, a certified TOEFL trainer. And I also have a soft skills and a business communication diploma. Well, that's a little about me, and let's get going with the session. The topic for today is the frequently asked topics in writing. So what are those topics? I'm sure you are eager to know about them. And what do we do with that knowledge so gained? So that also I'm going to let you know in this session. So everyone, well, we have some participants out here. So Suman, Sirisha, hi, a very good evening to all of you. How are you all doing? So I'm sure you're doing well and must be preparing for your IELTS. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Well, let's get going with this session. And I'm sure that you all are eager to learn about task 2, that is your essay writing, because essay writing carries double the amount of weightage. Well, are we all aware of that? Yes? What about you, Sirisha? Okay, yeah, Keshav, doing well. That's wonderful. Okay. Okay, well, let's start the session and let's do a short quiz just to be sure that everyone is in the same page, is on the same page, and we all warm up to the session. So till the time people join in, there'll be more people joining in to the live session. So let's quickly do a quiz, a short quiz. So how long is the writing section, everyone? Sirisha, Suman, Keshav, Sri Lakshmi, all of you quickly respond in the chat box. So in the description, in the chat box, that how long is the writing session? Yes, it is. It is 1 hour. Yeah. And how many tasks are you supposed to do in the writing section? How many tasks? Okay, that's wonderful, Sri Lakshmi. Yes, Keshav, you all are right. And there are 2 tasks to complete in the writing section. That's absolutely right. What about the task with more weightage? Well, I just mentioned if you paid attention. So how much is the weightage for the 2 tasks, and which one has more weightage? Yes, Ankit. Okay. Yes, the task 2 carries double the amount of weightage than your task 1. So there's every reason that you must spend more time on your task 2. So how much time do you think ideally you should spend out of that 1 hour? How much time should you spend on task 2? Okay, yes, everybody's giving me some quick answers that essay writing is the one which has more weightage, but how much time do you think you would want to spend out of that 1 hour? Yes, about 40 minutes. Yes, right. That's right, Ankit, that you would want to spend about 40 minutes on. It's not mandatory. However, it is advisable that you spend about 20 minutes on your task 1 and 40 minutes on your task 2, because your task 2 carries double the amount of weightage. And how many assessment parameters are there for grading the essay, or for that matter, the entire writing section? How many parameters? How many parameters are there? Yes, there are 4 parameters. And are all these parameters equally important? Are all these parameters equally important? Yes, they are. Yes, exactly. There are 4 parameters, and each of them contributes 25% to the overall the overall marking. So 25% weightage for each one of them. That indicates clearly that each one is equally important, and you must focus on what are the 4 parameters. Before we move ahead, let's quickly discuss the 4 parameters that you are aware of that contribute towards your overall band. So, well, task response. Task response is the first one. So everyone, what is task response? Task response means that how effectively you respond to the questions that are there in the writing. So are you able to fulfill the task or not? How much are you able to contribute towards the task response? So that means whether you have contributed enough ideas, you have elaborated them, you have also provided support to them, right? What about coherence and cohesion? Well, coherence and cohesion indicates your organization of the task, the structure and the organization of your writing answers. And therefore, it's very critical that you do good paragraphing and make sure that there's a clear progression of ideas throughout the answer so that your answer is easily understandable, it's coherent, right? Use a lot of linking words, and that will help you to create some kind of cohesion in the answer. Lexical resource. What is lexical resource? Well, lexical resource is nothing but a wide range of vocabulary that you need to exhibit. And one very important tip out here is that do not use idiomatic expressions in your writing, because most of these idioms are informal in nature, and IDP expects you to write a formal style, adopt a formal style of writing. So avoid idioms and idioms in your writing. However, go ahead and really use them in your speaking, because that's what makes you sound very natural. Okay. But in your writing, refrain. What about grammatical range and accuracy? Well, grammatical range and accuracy is indicates that you need to take care of your grammar. That means your active, passive, your indirect speech, your punctuation, tenses. All of that needs to be taken care of. And all of that comes under grammar. You also need to exhibit a wide range of sentence structures in your writing. Now let's move to, uh, today I wanted to give you some very common topics that are addressed in IELTS writing, particularly I'm talking about here, I'm referring to your task 2, that is your essay writing. So frequently addressed topics in your writing section. So I'm sure you're all keen to see that. Well, these are the topics, these are some of the topics, not all of them, but yes, some of the topics which are very frequently addressed in the IELTS writing, essay writing. So, well, the first topic that's here is crime and punishment. Well, something to do with crime and punishment. Something could be related to prisons, role of police, distinction of gender in law, teenage crime. It could be cause and nature of crimes. So something related to environment. Well, environment is a favorite topic of the IELTS test. Now, whether it is to do with speaking or writing, environment is often addressed in your IELTS exam. So, and in fact, you also come across environment-related topics in your reading passages as well. So, environment being a very favorite topic, please do pay special attention to environment related vocabulary. So you must just try to gather or garner some kind of vocabulary that can help you to explore that topic in a comfortable manner. So what is this? Well, environment could be related to climate change, ecological conservation, treatment of animals, concept of zoos, role of the government versus individuals, so all of these. Well, now what about art? So art again, you know, the issues of censorship, creativity, could be cinema, art and society, treatment of art in school. What about business? Well, these are also very commonly addressed topics, that is leadership and management, business and technology, small, large and international business, consumerism, knowledge and skills for business. Well, these are oft related, oft repeated question types or topics that you come across in your writing. And there are some more that I have listed out here. So one of them being the health related, and the other one is food and diet. So now food and diet, yes, it's quite a common topic that is discussed these days and often addressed in your essays. Something related to food and nutrition could be junk food and its consequence. That means fast food. Fast food related topics are also often asked in writing, and imported food items, diet trends, the traditional concept of food and cooking, health related topics, well, very commonly addressed. So these are some of the topics that you will often come across. But out of all of these topics that I have talked about, now there are 10 general topics that come up more often than all of the rest put together. What are they? I'm sure you're keen to know about them. So we'll have a look at those 10 topics which are really very common compared to the other topics that I talked about. So here's the list of 10 topics which are more common than all of them, all of the rest put together. So what are they? The health related topics, the environment related topics, education, development, globalization, public transport, criminal justice, youth crime, technology, and government spending. So pay careful attention to all of these topics, because once you are aware that these topics are pretty common, what are you going to do? Now, everyone, very quickly tell me in the chat box that what is your next step going to be? Once you have this knowledge that, yes, these are the common topics that are addressed in the essays, what is your next step? Rack your brain. Let me know very quickly in the chat box. What is it that you're going to do with this knowledge that's handy with you now? You have this knowledge handy. Now, what is your next step? Yes, what is your next step? Yes, everyone. Very quickly tell me in the chat box. I'm waiting for some ideas rolling so that every one of you gets to know that what are you going to do? What are you going to do with this knowledge handy now that these are the common topics? What will be your strategy to prepare for them? What is your strategy? Not aware? Don't know what to do with these topics now? We are going to practice the essay on these topics, Sri Lakshmi says, and Dr. Amrita says, go through the vocabulary related to these topics. Gaurav also talks about collecting vocabulary. Ankit, practice for each types. Wonderful. I'm quite impressed, Gaurav and Dr. Amrita. You're talking about now collecting vocabulary associated to these topics. Yes, wonderful approach there. Ankit says practice for each type. Yes, that's for sure that you have to practice for each type of essay, but you certainly can't afford to keep writing essays on all these topics, right? But what are you going to do? The two things that you all can do here in this case. Now, let's quickly understand that what is it that you can do in this case. You can develop a vocabulary list for each of these topics. So try to develop a vocabulary list for each of these topics. That's one of the things that you can do, right? And that's going to be very, very good. In fact, a very good approach. Okay. The next thing that you can do is read about these common topics to generate ideas. Now, how is that going to help you? How is that going to help you? It's going to help you a lot, because the more you read, let's say you read a few environment related articles, then you generate a lot of thoughts and ideas. A lot of thoughts and ideas are there in your mind. So in case you get any topic associated to, let's say, the environment, you'll be able to immediately start doing brainstorming on that, and you'll be able to gather a lot of ideas to write a meaningful essay that can really have strong arguments, right? So these two things that you must do today onwards only, that are now that you have some knowledge handy, that what are the common topics. Now what you're going to do is to try and collect some vocabulary associated to them. Now, can you see on the screen that I've put together? Now, I've taken the first topic out here, that is the health related topic. So if you can see that clearly, what have I done here? I've tried to generate some words associated to health related topic. So let's look at the various words that are there on the screen related to health. Well, we have unhealthy, fit as a fiddle. You can, so, well, this will come in handy in your fit as a fiddle, probably will come in handy when you are using this topic, or you're talking about this topic in your speaking. But in your writing, I just wanted to tell you that, yes, you may come across some idioms while you're brainstorming and collecting some words. However, just try and avoid them. So you can just use some formal words like ailments, workout, healthy lifestyle, obesity, overweight, balanced diet, nutrition, vigorous exercise, unhealthy. So these are some of the words that are associated to the topic of health. Likewise, you can brainstorm for environment-related topics, education-related topics, and gather some ideas as well as gather some vocabulary, and that will certainly help you to write better sentences, form better sentences with good vocabulary. At the same time, generate some nice, meaningful thoughts that can help you to develop a strong argument. Right, everyone? So this is how you are going to use that information, and today onwards, you must start working towards it. Right? Okay. So now the next thing coming up on the screen would be a structure of an essay. So many people tend to ask that what is the structure or the organization that we need to follow when it comes to writing an essay? And does it have to be different for different types of essays? So, well, to begin with, I'm going to show you the organization of the essay. So first, let's look at the structure of the essay and how to do the pacing. And then, of course, later in the session, I'm also going to talk about the different types of essays. And we're going to do some practice in constructing the opening paragraph. And then we're going to see what all to include in the body paragraphs and how to make them better by using linking words. So lots of things coming up in the session. But first, let's quickly have a look at the structure and the pacing. Right, everyone? So let's look at this, the first paragraph. Now, there are typically, if you can see on the screen, there are typically 4 paragraph format that we're going to follow in the essay. When you're writing an essay, whether it is any type of essay, you still have to follow a 4 paragraph format, and that should be sufficient. 4 paragraphs should be sufficient to write your ideas and construct a meaningful essay, an impressive one. So the first paragraph out here is an introduction paragraph. So we need to construct the introduction. So even before you do the construction of the introduction paragraph, I would suggest that you spend the first 4 to 5 minutes to read the question carefully, do some brainstorming, and think about ideas that you're going to include in your paragraphs. And then sit down to write or type. So the first paragraph would be the introduction and would take about 5 minutes of yours to write the general comment on the topic, which is optional. Pay attention. What is mandatory in the opening paragraph? Well, your opening paragraph is never complete until and unless you have the paraphrased version of the question plus the thesis statement. That means what is mandatory here is the paraphrase, as well as thesis is nothing but your yes, hi Yad. Okay, it's possible. You're able to see the screen now. Okay, so yes, the thesis statement is nothing but your position with regard to the question. Okay, so that's something very important. And yes, you can outline the ideas, but again, that's optional. So what about paragraph 2? Well, paragraph 2 is the body paragraph. So paragraph 2 and 3, these are the body paragraphs. And the body paragraphs take about 10 minutes of yours. So each body paragraph will take about 10 minutes of yours, because this is the heart and soul of your essay. And you certainly need to do a good job writing your body paragraphs. So the first thing that comes across in your first line is the topic sentence, or the main idea. Please do remember, one of the things, a very important tip coming out to you is that never start your body paragraph with an example, right? It should always start with a broad main idea that many people can identify with. So it's the main idea, or as we call it, the topic sentence, followed by the explanation of the topic sentence, an example or two, and then finally you conclude the topic of the paragraph. Body para 2 is basically the third paragraph of your essay, which will again take up 10 minutes of yours, because as I said, body paras are the heart and soul of your essay. So start the body paragraph with the topic sentence and follow it up with the elaboration or explanation, discuss with an example, and conclude the topic. Lastly, you have your conclusion, which takes up, again, less than 5 minutes of yours. Just summarize whatever you have written above and restate your thesis. Restatement of the thesis is mandatory part of your conclusions. And a personal concluding remark is optional. If you wish, you can make it better by just making a personal concluding remark of some kind. Right, everyone? So I'm sure that you've been able to understand the organization and the structure of the essay, and that is what you need to keep in mind. Don't ever forget that your essay has marks for organization. That is your coherence and cohesion is nothing but organization. So the examiner tends to give you points for your cohesion as well, your organization. Okay, so follow the structure of a 4-paragraph essay, and that shall certainly help you to construct your essay in a coherent and cohesive manner. Let's take up a question out here. Everyone, very quickly, I'm going to take up a question for the essay. First of all, try to identify what type of essay is it. And tell me in the chat box very quickly what type of essay is this and what are you required to do in the essay. What is it that the examiner wants you to write in the essay, in the sense that what are the things that need to be addressed? How many questions are associated to this essay type? Some people say that parents should encourage their children to take part in organized group activities in their free time. Others say that it is important for children to learn how to occupy themselves on their own. Discuss both these views and give your opinion. Now, what type of essay is this? Can you identify? We have 4 types of essays. I am going to let you know later, but I just want to check how many of you are aware of the fact that which type of essay is this? Okay, wonderful. Sri Lakshmi is saying it's discussion-based essay. Jaspreet says opinion-based essay. No, Jaspreet, it's not the opinion. Yes, you need to express your opinion. However, it is not opinion-based essay. It is a discussion-based essay. So Sai Shri says that we need to discuss both the views and give our personal opinion. Wonderful, Sai Shri. So what is it that we are required to do in this essay? There are 3 things that you need to discuss. Let's quickly write that on the screen. What is it? What are the 3 things? It's view number 1, it's view number 2, and your opinion, right? So, well, these are the 3 things that are required to address. Those are required to be addressed in the essays. That means there are 3 things: view number 1, view number 2. When you address these views, one thing that's very important is, and you all must keep in mind, that you must not be biased while you're discussing view number 1 and view number 2. In an unbiased manner, you need to address both the views, and later you need to express your opinion. Okay, so while you're discussing views, view number 1 and view number 2, you must do it impartially, right, everyone? So that's something very important. So it is a discussion-based essay, and that's what needs to be done here. So let's look at an introduction to this essay. So I have put across the introduction for you all as a sample, and let's try to do a quick job of identifying. Let me give you a very quick reminder, everyone. What is there in your introduction? What do you have to give in your introduction? Okay, let's have them in the chat box very quickly. What all is there in the introduction? A paraphrase of the question and your thesis. These are the 2 important things that need to be there in your introduction. Can you identify them in the paragraph? This is the opening paragraph. This is the introduction, the opening paragraph to the essay. Yes. A section of the society believes that the offspring should be encouraged to participate in group activities in their leisure time, so that the young minds can be nurtured and developed. Others believe that children should be motivated to spend time alone to make them self-dependent and confident. I'm of the opinion that a right mix of the 2 approaches need to be adopted to reap maximum benefits. Can you all notice that here I have paraphrased the question? A section of the society believes that offspring should be encouraged to participate in group activities. And here it says others believe that children should be motivated to spend time alone. What is this? This is a paraphrase of the question, right? Paraphrased version of the question. What about the opinion of the person? Now, what is the opinion? I'm of the opinion that a right mix of the two approaches need to be adopted to reap maximum benefits. So what is this? This is the thesis, right? Everyone. So this is the thesis of the person. But I have also given an outline of the ideas. Where is the outline? Can anybody let me know what is the outline? What is the outline that is given here? Very quickly, yes, Shravani, Ankit, Jyoti, all of you rack your brain very quickly and let me know where is the outline of the ideas. Have I put across the outline? Yes, I have. In the sense, I have just briefly outlined that so that young minds can be nurtured and developed. So this is the outline here. And here I have mentioned that self-dependent and confident. So these two were basically nothing but an outline of the ideas that on this basis, I'm going to elaborate view number 1 and view number 2. Okay. So I have given a brief outline as well. So can you see how I have I have actually labeled and told you that this is how my opening para is phrased out. Okay, there is a paraphrase of the question. There's this thesis and there's a brief outline as well for the two views, that is view number 1 and view number 2. So is that clear to everyone? Yes? Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the body paras also. But prior to that, one very quick information. And all of those who are enjoying this session, I'm going to tell you that you can also book a demo session with LeapScholar and get a dedicated half an hour demo session with me. And you can book your session right now. The link will be shared in the description box and you all can go ahead and book a demo. Are you all enjoying the session? Do you think you're having a good time? Everyone having a good time, and you want to further do the exercise related to analyzing the body paragraphs, we will do that in a minute. However, I'm giving you a quick chance to book a demo with LeapScholar and take a dedicated half an hour demo with me. So go ahead and book your demo session. The link is shared in the description box and you will get a chance to interact with me and learn a few tips and tricks with me. So go ahead, book the demo, and the links are there in the description box. Yes, everyone. Okay, Afzal, it's a fruitful session. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to know that you're enjoying it and you're learning something from it. And further on, we're going to analyze the body paragraphs as well, because discussion-based essays certainly can be challenging sometimes because people believe that, they have to criticize one or maybe if they are in favor of the other, but that's not what is to be done. So I'm going to show you the body paragraphs and we will see and read and analyze them, that how is it to be written and how body paragraphs can become very meaningful and well constructed with the help of various techniques. Right, everyone? Go ahead, book the demo session so that we can proceed ahead, everyone. And I'm sure you're enjoying this session. You're having a great time learning with me. So book this demo session and take it dedicated tips and tricks from me in that half an hour session, and also get to know more about LeapScholar and its courses. Okay, well, okay, great, Shravani. Let me know all of you who have booked the demo session, everyone. Okay. Okay, so let's just move ahead, everyone. And let me tell you, these links are live for you to book the demo session only till the time I'm taking the session. So don't miss this opportunity. And there are a few slots available. So you must just book your demo session. It's absolutely free. It's absolutely free. Okay, everyone, let's move further. Yeah, let's move further and have a look at the body paragraphs. So we are having a look at the body paragraphs and let's just see What is there in the body paragraphs? Right. So the body paragraphs, well, there are two body paragraphs as we had a look at them. So when we had a look at them, there were two of them. Just 1 second. Yeah, there are two of them. And what is the content of the body paragraphs, everyone? What is the content of the body paragraphs? Well, the body paragraphs tend to have the topic sentence. So the first thing that we have on in the body paragraph is the main idea. Then we go ahead and explain the main idea. Further on, we can quote an example. In fact, we must try to quote at least one example in one paragraph, if not two, but not more than two. So you should not quote more than two examples. It's not a very good idea to go on and on quoting in n number of examples. So go ahead and quote one example or one or two examples and then conclude the paragraph. So that's how the structure of the body paragraph is. So let's quickly look at the body paragraph now. Okay. So to begin with, group activities, and we know that there are two views to be discussed, one view in each paragraph. So view number one is being discussed here. So let's just quickly write it that it's view number one. So, well, okay, this is view number one. Now let's look at this. To begin with, group activities organized during leisure time can encourage children to mingle with others and develop social skills, which are very crucial in life. This can help them to express themselves effectively and aid in developing relationships. Family outings such as picnics, movies, shopping, dinner, and outdoor team sports can help children to spend quality time with the family and help them in improving familial bonds. Such children are known to be more confident and self-assured. Can you all quickly identify and let me know that what is the main idea here? What is the main idea here? Very quickly, I want you all to identify the main idea. Yes. So what is the main idea here? Yeah, we have to begin with group activities. So that means it's talking about the group activities, which is view number one. It says that it can encourage children to mingle with others and develop social skills, right? So it's talking about mingling with others and developing social skills. That's the main idea. So very quickly, I'll just put that here. That's the main idea. Okay. And what about the next one? Do I have an explanation? Yes, certainly. I do have an explanation out here. This can help them to express. Now, how do they develop social skills and how do they mingle? So how does it really eventually help? So I have explained it. So all of this is the explanation. Isn't that so? Well, all of this comes across as explanation of the main idea. Yeah. And what about the examples? Have I quoted examples, everyone? Yes or no? Quickly in the chat box. Yes, Ankit, Sunil. So I have quoted some examples such as picnics, movies, shopping, dinner. So I'm talking about some of the team activities, team sports and team activities. So these are some of the examples. Yeah, very good. Okay. And I have also concluded the topic. I have conclusion. Is there a conclusion? Yes, there is a conclusion. Identify very quickly what is the conclusion to this paragraph. Such children are known to be more confident and self-assured. So this is a conclusion to the paragraph, right? A conclusion of the paragraph, not of the essay. It is just concluding the paragraph. So can you notice all of this? I have annotated and I have told you that, well, everything, all parts of the paragraph are there. Similarly, if you read the second paragraph, you will be able to identify. So on the other hand, when children are encouraged to spend time in solitude, and look at the words also, spending time alone. What is the word that I have used for spending time alone? Can you notice I've used in solitude? So solitude is a word which will be able to substitute for spending time alone. Yes. And indulge in activities that require them to be alone. They learn to be self-dependent and disciplined. So, well, this is something that is the main idea. And then I have further explained that how do they develop time management skills, learn to introspect and improve. So they not only improve their focus and concentration, but also become quite observant. For instance, so an example is quoted here. When children occupy themselves on their own, they start to observe things around them. So that's how I have mentioned an example. And finally, a conclusion that which sharpens their acumen and intellect. So that's how the whole paragraph is written, with the main idea, the explanation, the examples, and a conclusion out there, all of that in place. So doesn't it look like a well written paragraph? Very nicely written ideas which are coherent and cohesive. They are quite meaningful and they address the topic. Yes or a no, quickly in the chat box. Do you think it is a well-written paragraph? Both these paragraphs, are you now able to identify that very clearly in the two paragraphs, the two views are discussed? View number one in first paragraph, view number two in second paragraph. Did I ever criticize any of these in the body paragraphs? Did I do any criticism? Yes or a no, very quickly. Did I do criticism of the approaches here in the body paragraphs? No, I did not. And that you must not. So I did not criticize while discussing view number one. I did not criticize view number two. And while discussing view number two, I did not criticize view number one. So that is what you need to understand when it is a discussion-based essays. Impartially and in an unbiased manner, you need to discuss the two views in your two body paragraphs. Now, somebody may ask me how to write the conclusion then in that case. Well, conclusion is where your opinion comes. So let's see how to state the thesis, restate the thesis in the conclusion. So let's look at the conclusion, everyone, on the screen. Yes, very quickly. How many words are there, ma'am? Vivek is asking. Well, Vivek, the essay minimum word limit is 250. However, you can take up your, write your essay for up to 325, 330. That's perfectly all right. No need to overshoot beyond that. So paragraphs, body paragraphs should be about 100 words each. And that should be good enough because that's something which will allow you to write a nice, meaningful paragraph. So your opening paragraph about 50 words or so, 50 to 55 words, and your conclusion paragraph about 35 to 45 words should be enough for your conclusion. Okay, so that's how. Okay, in conclusion, both these approaches have their own benefits. So it is important for parents to have a balanced approach. Look at this. In my introduction, I said a right mix of the two approaches. So again, I'm restating my thesis. Can you see I have restated my thesis? Restated the thesis, and I have mentioned that the parents need to have a balanced approach. For the holistic development of the children, not only is it important for them to develop social skills through group activities, but also necessary to develop focus and concentration by spending time alone. So what is this? I have given my thesis, I have restated my thesis, and I have also offered my explanation. So I have offered my explanation that why am I saying so? Okay, so my explanation is here in a few lines. I have offered an explanation that it is not only important for them to develop social skills through group activities, but also necessary to develop focus and concentration by spending time alone. So this is not only my thesis restated in the conclusion, but also an explanation plus a summarization of whatever I had written in the two body paragraphs. I have kind of summarized here, and that clearly helps to create a very cohesive essay, which throughout has the same sort of flow. So the opening paragraph is very much in sync with the closing paragraph. Right, and the closing is also resonating the same thing as mentioned in the opening paragraph. So I'm sure that all of this is very clear to all of you. Is that clear? Is that clear enough? Write it in the chat box so that I come to know that yes, you have understood today how to write an essay, especially a discussion based. Yes, okay, great, wonderful. Now let's quickly look at the 4 types of essays that we have. So we don't just have the discussion-based essays. What are the various types of essays we have? We have the advantage and disadvantage, problem solution, discussion-based, and opinion-based. So it's very important that you understand the type of question that you have and you address it accordingly. Well, as far as the introduction, a very quick recap that what is it that the introduction has to have? Well, the general comment on the topic, paraphrase the question, state your position or your thesis. These two are mandatory, and then outline your ideas. So something that's important here is paraphrase of the question and the thesis. So please do remember to do that. And that's something very, very important, without which your opening paragraph is not complete. Okay. Okay, so very quickly, an activity coming up for you on the screen, an interesting activity will come up on the screen for you. So let's construct the introduction paragraph to a certain question and unscramble the sentences that I have given to you. Are you ready to do this activity and unscramble? Yes, unscramble and let me know which is the sentence that should come first. Now you know what the introduction is about. You need to paraphrase the question and you need to state the thesis. And you also can outline the ideas. So let me just see if you can quickly tell me that how is the opening paragraph going to be for this question? Obesity rates among children are growing. Parents are to be blamed for this because they have the strongest influence over their children's eating habits. Do you agree or disagree? First of all, this is an opinion-based question. Right, everyone? Are you able to identify this? This is opinion-based question. Yeah. And now, how do we, these are all jumbled sentences out here. Sentence number 1, 2, and 3, they're all jumbled. How are you going to unscramble and form a nice introduction paragraph? Very quickly, let me know in the chat box. And I want to know that how are you going to place these sentences? Which one will come first? Which one will come next? So everyone, very quickly in the chat box, I'm waiting for you all because this is an interesting activity. Look at the 3 sentences, read them carefully, which according to you should come first, which next, and which one will come last. And you know what should be the order? The first should be a paraphrased version of the question, then comes your thesis, and lastly comes your outline of the ideas. Identify and put them here. Okay, Vivek says 2, 1, 3. What about the others? Yes, Rajwant Kaur, you have just joined. A very good evening to you. You missed out on the session. Yeah, Shravani also says 2, 1, 3. Vivek and Shravani, do give a good thought. Others, what about the others? I'm quickly waiting. Very quickly. Okay, let me just, shall I show you the answer? Shall I quickly show you the answer, everyone? Jyoti also says 2, 1, 3. Try out something else. Afzal says 2, 3. Okay. And Afzal, obviously the first one, right? 2, 3, 1. Afzal, is that your answer? Okay. Yes, it is. Okay. Jyoti says 1, 2, 3. Jyoti, you're not trying hard. You just mentioned them in the same order as they are mentioned here on the screen. Yes, Afzal, you're right. Absolutely right, Afzal. Afzal says that 2, 3, and then 1. Why 2? Because it seems like a paraphrase of the question. It says, it is certainly true that some children these days eat too much fat, and this may have a negative effect on their health when they become adult. So what is this? This is a paraphrase of the question. Now, what should come next? Your thesis. The person says, however, I don't agree that it is the fault of the parents. And that's why this is the thesis of the position. He's giving his position with regard to the question. And then there is an outline of the ideas. He says many adults have busy lifestyles and do not have time to prepare a proper meal when they get home. So they are forced to turn to convenience food. Convenience food is nothing but the fast food or the packaged food which is loaded with fat and calories, and that is why it can have a negative effect, right? So the author or the writer of this essay is providing a peep into what he is going to take help of in order to justify his position. So he's outlining the ideas. Look at this paragraph which is constructed here. So this is the right order. So wonderful, Afzal. I think Afzal got that right. Others didn't try hard. So, well, look at this answer. It says it's certainly true that some children these days eat too much fat, and that this may have a negative effect on their health when they become adults. However, now look at the word which is used here, which indicates I don't agree. Don't you think this is the opinion of the person? So it should come first, isn't that so? After the paraphrase of the question, this is the opinion that it is not always the fault of the parents. So many adults have busy lifestyles and do not have time to prepare a proper meal when they get home, so they are forced to turn to convenience food. Right, everyone? So that makes for a wonderful opening paragraph, which really makes sense. It not only gives the position of the author, but it also helps to paraphrase the question first, then position, and lastly, an outline of the ideas, which clearly tells that on what basis the person is going to justify further his opinion in the body paragraphs, right? For body paragraphs, you're going to have some two good reasons to support, right? That why it is not the parents' fault. And the person may take up one of this idea that, well, they parents these days lead a very busy life. Isn't that so? Well, coming up on the screen is an opportunity, a golden opportunity for you all to book a free demo session with me. Go ahead and book a demo session. Everyone, if you're looking forward to learning more with me and getting some tips and tricks and getting a dedicated session for half an hour with me. So if you're interested, you can just go ahead and book the session. The link is there in the description box. And let me know very quickly who all have booked the session. I would like to know from you that who all are eager to learn some tips and tricks with me and book the demo session that is there for you free, completely free of cost. Yes, everyone. Yes, Jyoti, go ahead, book the demo session, because this link, Jyoti, is live only up till the time I'm taking the session. So that's why you have this opportunity to go and book it now. Go ahead, and moreover, there are limited slots. Obviously, I can't take unlimited demos with everyone. So there are limited slots on a first come, first serve basis. So go ahead and book a demo session. Yeah, thank you, Afzal, if you like my way of teaching. And let me know, Afzal, if you have booked a demo session. Okay, great. If it's easily understandable, that is the whole objective. A teacher is effective only when students feel that it is easily understandable. Because if I don't make it understandable to you, that means I'm not a good teacher, right? So that's the quality of a good teacher, always to make you people understand. And that's the whole objective of the session. Everyone, go ahead, book the demo session and come back, and we're going to move further. Yes, we're going to move further and we're going to learn more in this session. Yes, everyone, go ahead, take a quick, I'm giving you 30 seconds more to go and book your demo. And certainly the slots are limited. So go ahead and book the demo and take advantage of the tips and tricks that will be offered to you in the session. Yes. So everybody done with the booking of the demo. And yes, we do have, I do have a batch also coming up. Well, on the 2nd, that is tomorrow. I have two batches coming up. One is the IELTS Elite and the other one is IELTS Select. And both of them are starting on the 2nd of December. That's tomorrow. One of them at 7:30 and the other one at 9 o'clock at night. So, well, it's if people want to join it directly, you can go ahead and join my batch. Otherwise, if you're interested in taking a demo first from me, you can go ahead and book your demo. Okay. Okay, well, let's just move ahead and very quickly look at the key points to be included. The links are shared in the description box. Go ahead and take advantage of that, everyone. So, well, the body paragraphs, let's quickly look at what the body paragraphs must have. So, important points to remember, which we just had a look at in sample essay. So, we have the topic sentence, which is the first thing that should be there, followed by the explanation, example, and conclusion of the topic. Very quickly, let's look at a few linkers that will help you to make your ideas more cohesive. So, linking words should be a part of your responses, because they help you to make your answer more cohesive, your ideas to join together, your answer to follow some kind of a clear progression of ideas. So all of these should be a part of your writing. Make it a habit to include linking words, transition words, and phrases. Well, these are some of them which should come across in your essays. Everyone, have a look at that. Naturally, understandably, for example, for instance, a good example of this is, in my experience, while admittedly dash, 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 however, certainly, but these all expressions can be used in combination. Whereas, on the other hand, however, firstly, for one thing, if this were the case, of course, indeed, in fact. So these are some of the expressions that can be used in order to link together your ideas, and that certainly helps your writing to go up a few notches, because the examiner is looking for signpost words which can help to give a direction to your writing. Okay, so these are nothing but linking words and signpost words which can give a direction to your writing. So do go ahead and use them. Now, very quickly, quick look at the conclusion. So what should be a part of your conclusion? Well, you must summarize whatever you have written above and restate your thesis. Without the restatement of your thesis, your conclusions are not complete. And if you want, you can make a personal concluding remark of some kind. Here are the few words of conclusion coming up on the screen for you. So a few words to conclude your essay in the last paragraph, the fourth paragraph. So what are the various concluding words? Well, here they are on the screen for you to look at. So to sum up, overall, all in all, in the final analysis, clearly, in conclusion, to conclude, ultimately, in the end, taking everything into consideration. So these are some of the words that you can use for conclusion, right? So these expressions will help you to conclude your essay, and do bring up the usage of these words. They certainly add up to making your essay more weighty. They also make your writing far better. So all the linking words, transition words, all should be there in your essay, whether it is your body paragraphs, your conclusions, or your opening paragraph. So quick look at my batch that's coming up tomorrow, on the 2nd of December, which is the IELTS Select batch, and the other one is the IELTS Elite batch. Well, the features of both the batches remain the same. However, IELTS Select is a batch which has 35 to 40 students, whereas IELTS Elite is a batch which has handful few students, that is 10 students. So if you want a lot of personalized attention from the teacher, a lot of extra push, then this is the batch for you. Otherwise, you can go ahead and join the Select batch. Well, there are various features. You get study material, you get live recordings, you have doubt sessions, separate doubt sessions, you have everyday sessions from Monday to Friday with me, Saturday, Sunday for the mock tests, then computer-based tests and score tracking. You also have 25 full-length speaking evaluations, 28 writing evaluations, study material, all of that rolled into the course with extra doubt sessions as well. So, well, if you are convinced and if you like the sessions, you can join directly. However, if you want to take a demo session first, you're most welcome, and book your demo session with me. The links are there in the description box, right, everyone? So, well, those were the important things that I wanted to put across in the session regarding the essay writing. But last but not the least, I would certainly say that do save some time in the end for some proofreading and editing. So when you have finished writing, it's important that you make sure that you have written enough. You check your grammar, spelling, and punctuation, and make sure your ideas are not disjointed. Check for appropriate usage of linking words. So that's the last word of advice to all of you. And that's Shifa Nandi signing off on behalf of LeapScholar. So a very, very big thank you to all of you. But do let me know in the chat box how many of you have booked your demo session. So, well, the demo session link is there in the description box. So go ahead and do book your demo session with me if you're interested to get a dedicated session. And with that, we will end the session. Everyone, a very big thank you. And I hope you all enjoyed the session. Let me know in the chat box, did you enjoy the session today? And did you think it was a great learning experience in this 1 hour? So if you think that this 1 hour was really very fruitful, type a big yes in the chat box. Everyone, waiting for your big yeses. Okay, everyone. That was a wonderful session with you all. I loved interacting with you. Such a participative audience, and everybody quickly reacting to all the messages, all the, in fact, exercises or the small activities that we did in the session. So great having you all, and thank you, everyone. Everyone, a quick reminder that you can still go ahead and quickly book your demo.